Returning to our conversation with crystal healer herbalist McKoi Zeno, you may have seen his beautiful crystal jewelry and talismans at Simply Wholesome, and we can find them online as well, right, McKoi?
Yes, a crystal piece on Instagram and also on Facebook. It's A as in a crystal and peace as in world peace. All one word, a crystal piece. I should pop up. And also, if you're in LA, come by Simply Wholesome. I have 2 cases there. Have a lot of stuff, a lot of great stuff. I just did a lot of new bracelets with some of the stones you mentioned earlier. The more common stones, the quartz, tiger's eye, amethyst, or those quartz. You really can't go wrong with those. I mean, they're just wonderful stones, and they really, I think they resonate with the human condition, the universal human condition, no matter what we're going through. And I think that's why they're so popular.
So the rose quartz is like that pale pink crystal, really pretty stone. And what I was told was that this is supposed to help with self-love. Is that your understanding? What do you use the pink rose quartz for?
For me, it's really about receptivity and openness and compassion in all senses. It's like, how do we open our heart? How do we feel more for ourselves? And what does that look like in the world? And rose quartz has an immense power to just calm and to make you feel kind of hugged and loved, I guess, in a way. Even though it's pink, I know a lot of brothers that wear it because it has it is not, I won't say a softening effect, but it has an effect where it kind of reduces anger and like resentment because it allows for more compassion. Which is particularly good, I think.
So we'll say freeing rather than softening.
Exactly, freeing, and it helps with trauma as well. It helps with trauma, like when you have some like if you never feel like your heart is really hurting, or your heart is void, even worse, where you don't feel anything. I have this huge piece of rose quartz I call my healer rose quartz, and I take it everywhere. Like whenever I'm doing healing work, I take it out. Because sometimes I do yoga classes and I do retreats and I do things. And when they're doing a circle, I have it with me. And sometimes I see people and they're just really distressed, and I pass it over. And this rose quartz piece is this one piece. It loves for people to unload on it. And people intuitively just hold it to their heart. And it's kind of as big as the heart, which is interesting. And I see the release, and the crystal kind of like glows, and they kind of start to release, and it's interesting. I've seen people speak about the said problem from a different perspective seconds after holding the crystal, because now their heart is instead of being in fear and being in a lower state, it's kind of more like, this is how I can heal, and this is what life is teaching me from this.
So a lot of times people say, like, they use crystals, to cleanse the energy in their house or against EMF frequencies. And there you're talking about emotional unloading or some kind of emotional freeing. And then they say, okay, those stones are dirty. They're tainted or they're full. And some people use sunlight, or they use alcohol or water, different kinds of things to cleanse the stones. Do you do that? Do you cleanse your crystals?
I do. I'm not particularly like one that yes. Short answer is yes. But it's not like a thing that I always do, or that, crystals kind of, after you've been with them for a long time, they kind of talk to you in a way, like your consciousness connects to them. And you're like, it'll be great if I do some sage over you, some sage smoke over you, or it'll be great if I put you on the sun for a little while, or, sprinkle some Himalayan salt on you. And a lot of it has to do with our connection to the planet again, because crystals are millions, sometimes billions of years old. So they're kind of cool, like living, under extreme conditions. But when we use these natural elements to work with the crystals. It connects us to the crystal. It clears the space for us to kind of work with the crystal. You see what I mean?
Yeah, they'll probably be here long after we're gone.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go to Eddie calling us from Los Angeles. Good morning, Eddie.
Good morning, Jumbo. And if I heard you correctly, Kuzitalia, is that close?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really close.
Okay. First of all, I agree with your guest 1,000% about people having auras as working in the field of special education. A lot of students come in upset. They can't express themselves emotionally, and so I have to be able to read intuitively what's going on with them and redirect some of that energy. That's one. And everyone has an aura. Everyone on the planet has an aura, and you can feel it. And, if you have enough love in your heart, you can feel that person's aura. Next quick point about fitness, something I came up with called the magic treadmill. Anyone can turn the treadmill into a magic treadmill. How you do this? If you're out of shape, you're morbidly obese, you're just starting out, what you do, you get on your treadmill. If you can walk on your treadmill for less than 5 minutes or less, you set it for the timer for 2 minutes or 3 minutes where you're comfortable for it. Set it for 3 minutes. When you get to that third minute, you push that button for 1 minute more. If for some strange reason, I can't explain it, your body psychs out and you walk for an extra minute. When you get to the 5th minute, push that button for 1 more minute and repeat the process. And you will start sweating around 10 minutes and you won't be tired. It doesn't make sense, but that's what happens.
Okay, I'll try the magic treadmill because I hate me some treadmill. So any magic will be good for me. Yeah, Eddie, you said you had one more thing real quick? Oh, we lost Eddie. Okay, maybe he'll call back. Any comments on what Eddie was talking about, McKoi?
I'll be honest, I kind of missed a lot of it. It was breaking up.
Okay, yeah. Well, he was talking about auras and just that he can see them and that he believes that they are real.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going
to... Some people are more sensitive and can. And it depends on where you're at in life. Like if you're living kind of in peace and you're connected with nature and you kind of look at people with the eyes of the heart, you can kind of see people's aura. And sometimes you see it physically like a color. Sometimes you see it in a sense. So you kind of see something around them, but it's not necessarily a thing, It's like, so yeah, it's interesting. As humans, we are immensely spiritual beings, and everything under the sun is within us. And, and it's like we all have so many gifts. And it's just interesting, like, because I heard pieces, like, the gifts that people have when fostered and fed can grow into something that can really help the community and the world on a whole.
Okay, so before we run out of time, because we're up against the clock here, we said we were going to talk about tiger's eye, which is the beautiful brown stone. It's like different shades of brown, like a tiger's eye that a lot of people wear. What is that meant to be used for?
So I often call this like the man stone because guys love tiger's eye. It's beautiful. It's brown and gold and sometimes black. And there's also a blue tiger's eye, which is more calming, and then a red tiger's eye, which is more invigorating. But the classic brown tiger's eye, it combines earth energy as well as the energy of the sun because it kind of shines a little bit with the gold, and it creates a high vibrational state that draws spiritual energies into the earth. It helps with healing like mental diseases, personality disorders, dealing with self-worth and self-criticism. What's interesting about tiger's eye, the way I describe it, is like it helps you see where you're going with the vision. It offers you luck and prosperity and cunningness to maneuver through life. It offers protection because it is a grounding stone. Any stone that grounds offers protection. And protection in a crystal sense is not necessarily like
it's not a gap, right?
Yeah. It's not how we protect. It's kind of like you create the space for you to manifest in our world today. So you are more real, and so things around you become more aligned with who you are. And tiger's eye has a strong affinity for kind of helping people overcome things that might be holding them back and unblocking creativity and helping people just kind of create a more active life, often like related to actual felines. It helps people be a little bit more cunning about life. You can see where you're going. You have a little luck on your side. you have some beauty, you have some grounding. It's a little bit of everything. It's really a universal stone. Also, I think tiger's eye is a really good stone to give to children. If you feel like your child needs a little extra boost, because it's not as dense as like a black tourmaline. And there is like some optimism, I guess, with the vibration, like having the energy of the sun and earth together. It's like the sun and earth creates plants. Things grow from that environment. So I think it just really draws in a really beautiful energy, but more so than anything, it helps with helping people visualize and physically act upon the vision, and then creating a sense of like luck or taking the right steps to get the right place. It helps people to kind of navigate a little bit better. Kind of like the cat, clear, like tiger's vision, tiger's eye.
Okay, and then we said we were going to talk about, and we're almost out of time. We just got a couple minutes here, but I wanted to touch on the purple stone, amethyst, which is really popular, and then clear crystals, which are always a go-to. Yes.
And what's interesting, though, rose quartz, amethyst, and clear quartz are actually all in the same family. There's only like 5 to maybe 7 major families of crystals, and most fall under the quartz family. And what happens is the silicon dioxide combines with other elements under different conditions to form a different crystal and a different vibration. The amethyst is really well known and is really beautiful. It's a purple stone. It can come in so many different shapes, waves, and colors, and but it really opens up multidimensional portals within your consciousness. This stone connects with like the third eye and higher. It connects. So the other stones we're talking about is like your heart, which is center of the body. Your tiger's eye, it's kind of more grounded, so it's a little bit lower, like your sacral area, which is like your the solar plexus. This stone connects with the high vibrational. I connect amethyst to the angelic realm. And so when you really want to tap into, like, I guess, the words of God, the voice of angels, you kind of call on amethyst. It has been known to be the sobriety stone. It helps people overcome addictions and overindulgence, because it calms the mind and it stimulates appropriate behavior. So one can walk in a more balanced way. And it helps to balance out the highs and lows of life. It guards against psychic attacks. It assists in visualization, dream recall, out-of-body experiences while meditating, because it really taps into the spiritual sense of the human, more so than the physical. So amethyst is where you really connect with the high vibrational. And then with the clear quartz is kind of like the amplifier stone. It does everything. You can program clear quartz to be any stone you kind of want it to be. So you can, but more so it's kind of like the activator stone, whatever you're going through, you can take like some clear quartz and, or any other stones, and it'll kind of supercharge it. Clear quartz are known to be found in like watches and different like electronics, because it does hold and store information. And the Native Americans used to call clear quartz the brain cells of the grandmother Earth. And so it has a long history. If you look at clear quartz, sometimes you see like little rainbows and colors because it kind of breaks light. It kind of works like a cosmic computer where it stores information and helps enhance like metaphysical ability.
Okay, we have to leave it there. You'll have to connect with McKoi Zeno on Instagram if you want to learn more at a crystal piece, P-E-A-C-E. McKoi Zeno, thank you so much. I'm feeling more balanced just listening to you.
Oh, I thank you so much for all the work you do and the whole KJLH family. You guys are wonderful.
Appreciate you. We got to go. Time for Steve Harvey. Don't forget, Strawberry Letter coming up at 8 a.m. As you go on your way about your day, let's take a moment to affirm ourselves. Let's take that deep, deep, deep breath in and let us release. Today, let me remember, in the words of Malcolm X, a man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. Until next time, Radio Free Family, one love.